My child, if someone has recently left your life, if someone you loved, trusted, or depended on is no longer there, then stay here with me for a moment. Do not rush away from this message. Do not let your thoughts pull you in another direction. Just pause right here, because this moment matters more than you realize. Do not skip this. Not because of the words alone, but because of what your heart needs to hear right now. Because this message is meant for you. Out of everything you could be doing, out of all the places you could be, you are here. And that is not случай. You may think this is just another video, just another message passing by. But something inside you stopped. Something inside you felt drawn, even if you cannot explain why. That feeling is not random. It is not accidental. It is not meaningless. You may tell yourself, it just happened. You may think, it's nothing special. But listen carefully. Nothing in your life happens without purpose. Not the people who entered your life. Not the ones who left. Not the timing. Not even this exact moment. Everything carries meaning, even when you cannot yet understand it. And right now, you are in a moment that was meant to reach you. I know your heart feels heavy. I know there is something you are trying to process, something you are trying to understand, something that doesn't make sense yet. You may be feeling hurt, confused, empty, or even a little lost. And maybe you haven't said it out loud, but deep inside, you are still asking, why did this happen to me? Why did they leave? What did I do wrong? I hear those questions, even the ones you never spoke. I understand them completely. I understand the silence that followed after they left. I understand the thoughts that keep returning to your mind. I understand the weight you've been carrying in your heart. And I want you to know something clearly. You are not alone in this moment. You were never alone. You are choosing to trust me, even when your heart doesn't fully understand yet. I know letting go is not easy. It is not something that happens in a single moment. It is a process, a quiet, slow process of releasing. A little more each day. Some days, you will feel strong. You will feel like you are finally moving forward. And then suddenly, a memory will return. A feeling will rise again, and it will seem like you are back where you started. But you are not. Healing is not a straight path. It moves forward, then pauses, then moves again. And that is okay. Do not rush yourself. Do not force your heart to be okay too quickly. But also, do not keep reopening a door that I have already closed. You don't need to check again. You don't need to look back hoping something has changed, because what is meant for you will not require you to chase it. It will not require you to question it. It will not require you to lose your peace just to keep it. So, release it, my child. Gently, without anger, without bitterness, without carrying resentment in your heart. Because holding on to pain only keeps you connected to what is already gone. And I am calling you forward, not backward, forward into healing. Forward into something new. Trust that what you are releasing is making space for something better. And as you let go, you will begin to feel lighter. You will begin to feel freer. And slowly, your heart will return to a place of peace. My child, now that you are beginning to release what was, you are entering a new space, a space of healing. Healing does not always feel powerful. Sometimes it feels quiet. Sometimes it feels slow. And sometimes it feels like nothing is happening at all. But even in those moments, something within you is being restored. You may not notice it immediately. You may still feel the weight some days, still feel the memories, still feel the emptiness that was left behind. And that is okay. Healing is not about pretending that nothing happened. It is not about forgetting everything or erasing your feelings. It is about learning how to carry your past without letting it control your present. Right now, I am working within you. In the quiet moments, when you sit alone with your thoughts, when you take a deep breath and try to steady your heart, I am there. I am gently rebuilding what was shaken. I am restoring the parts of you that felt broken. I am strengthening the areas where you felt weak. You may not feel strong yet, but strength is growing inside you. You may not feel peaceful yet, but peace is slowly returning. Do not rush this process. Do not compare your healing to anyone else. Your journey is unique. Your heart is unique, and the way you heal will unfold in its own time. There will be days when you feel lighter, when you smile again without forcing it, when your thoughts are calmer and your heart feels steady. And then there may be days when old feelings come back, when something reminds you of what you lost. And for a moment, you feel that heaviness again. Do not let that discourage you. That does not mean you are going backward. It simply means your heart is still processing, still releasing, still learning to move forward. Be patient with yourself. Be gentle with your heart. You have been through something real, and real healing takes time. But I want you to remember this: you are not healing alone. I am with you in every step of this process. When you feel tired, I am giving you strength. When you feel overwhelmed, I am bringing you calm. When you feel uncertain, I am guiding you quietly. Even when you cannot feel me, I am still there, still working, still restoring, still leading you forward. One day, you will wake up and realize that the pain no longer controls you, that the memories no longer hurt the same way, that your heart feels whole again. And when that day comes, you will understand that this healing was not случай. It was something I was carefully working on all along. My child, there is something important I need you to understand now. Something that will bring you hope, even if your heart is still healing. I never take something from your life without a reason, and I never remove something without preparing something that is better for you. You may feel right now like something has been taken away, like your life has an empty space, like something is missing. And in a way, that feeling is real, because when something leaves, it does create space. But that space is not meant to remain empty. It is being prepared for something new, prepared for something that aligns with who you are becoming. What I have for you next will not feel confusing. It will not leave you questioning where you stand. It will not make you doubt your worth, because what is meant for you will bring peace. It will feel natural. It will feel right without you having to force it. You will not have to chase it. You will not have to prove yourself. You will not have to hold it together out of fear of losing it. What I bring into your life will stay in alignment with your purpose, and that is why what left had to go, because it could not match what is coming next. I know your heart still looks back sometimes. I know there are moments when you wonder, was that the best I could have? Will I ever find something like that again? But my child, Do not measure your future based on your past. What is ahead of you is not a repetition of what you have already experienced. It is something new, something deeper, something healthier, something that will not break you the way the past did. You are not losing your chance at something meaningful. You are being guided towards something better. And I am already working on it. Even now, while you are still healing, while you are still letting go, I am preparing what comes next. I am aligning the right people. I am arranging the right moments. I am creating connections that will match your growth, your peace, your future. You may not see it yet. You may not feel it yet. But that does not mean it is not happening. Trust me in this process. Because when what I have prepared enters your life, you will understand why what left could not stay. You will see clearly that you did not lose something valuable. You were being led to something greater. And when that moment comes, your heart will no longer question. It will simply feel at peace. My child, right now, even if it doesn't feel like it, you are in a season of preparation. This moment in your life, this space between what is left and what is coming, is not empty. It is intentional. It is a time where I am shaping you quietly, carefully, with purpose. You may feel like nothing is happening. You may feel like you are simply waiting, like everything has slowed down, like you are standing still while life moves forward around you. But you are not standing still. You are growing in ways you cannot yet see, in ways you may not fully feel. Something within you is changing. You are becoming stronger, not just on the outside, but deep within your mind and your heart. You are learning things now that you could not have learned without this experience. You are gaining awareness, understanding patterns, recognizing what you deserve and what you should never accept again. This is preparation. I am teaching you how to protect your peace. I am showing you how to listen to your intuition. I am helping you understand your own worth so that you never settle for less than you deserve again. Because what is coming next requires a stronger version of you, a wiser version of you, a more grounded version of you. And I am building that within you right now. You may not feel ready yet, and that is okay, because readiness is something that develops over time. You do not have to rush into what is ahead. You do not have to force anything. What is meant for you will come at the right time, and when it does, you will be ready in ways you didn't even realize. So do not look at this season as something empty or something you need to escape from. This season has purpose. This quiet space is where transformation happens. This is where your heart resets. This is where your mind becomes clearer. This is where your strength is rebuilt. Even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it feels unfamiliar, trust that it is necessary. Because if everything had continued the way it was before, you would not be growing the way you are now. And I am not leading you towards something average. I am leading you towards something meaningful, something aligned, something that reflects the person you are becoming. So be patient with this process. Do not rush ahead of me. Do not try to skip this phase, because every moment here is preparing you for what is next. And when you step into it, you will carry a strength that you did not have before. My child, now I ask you for something simple, but powerful. Trust me, not only when things make sense, but especially when they don't. I know it is easy to trust when everything feels right, when life is flowing smoothly, when your heart feels light. But real trust is built in moments like this. Moments where you don't have all the answers. Moments where things didn't go the way you expected. Moments where your heart is still trying to understand what just happened. That is where your faith grows. Not in certainty, but in surrender. Surrendering your questions, your doubts, your need to control everything, and choosing to believe that I am still guiding you, even now, even in this moment of uncertainty. You don't need to understand everything to move forward. You don't need to have every answer to trust the path ahead. You only need to believe that I am with you, that I see what you cannot see, that I am leading you towards something better. So release your fear. Release the need to hold on to what has already passed. Release the pressure to figure everything out right now, and place your trust in me. Step by step, moment by moment, I will guide you. My child, before you leave this moment, I want you to carry this truth deep within your heart. What left your life was never meant to stay, and what is meant for you will never miss you. You are not losing your path. You are not forgotten. You are being guided with care, with intention, with purpose. Even when it feels quiet, even when it feels slow, even when it feels unclear, I am still working. There are things happening right now that you cannot yet see. Pieces coming together, paths forming, new beginnings preparing themselves for the right moment. So rest your heart. Let go of the weight you have been carrying. Let go of the questions that no longer need answers. You don't have to hold on to the past to move forward. You don't have to understand everything to find peace. All you need is to trust that you are not alone, because you are not. I am with you in every step, in every moment, in every part of your journey, and everything that is happening is leading you exactly where you are meant to be. So take a deep breath and allow peace to settle within you, because your story is still unfolding, and what is ahead of you is greater than what you left behind. If this message touched your heart, if even one line made you pause, if something inside you felt seen, understood, or comforted, then don't ignore that feeling. Take a moment right now and acknowledge it, because not every message reaches the heart this way. If you truly felt this, comment Amen below, not just as a word, but as a reflection of your faith, as a quiet agreement in your heart that you trust what God is doing in your life. Your Amen is more than a comment. It is a step of belief, a moment of connection. And you never know, someone else reading your comment might feel encouraged, might feel less alone, might find the strength they needed today. So don't keep this message to yourself. Share it with someone, a friend, a family member, or even someone who has been on your mind lately. Because this message reached you for a reason, and it might reach someone else through you. Stay strong, keep believing, and trust that God is working. Even when it felt like everything changed, even when it felt like someone important disappeared, I was still there, watching, understanding, holding you together when you felt like falling apart. So stay here just a little longer. Let your mind slow down. Let your heart become still, because what you are about to understand will begin to change the way you see everything that just happened. I know it hurt more than you expected, not just on the surface, but deep within you. The kind of pain that doesn't always show, but stays quietly inside your heart. You didn't expect things to end this way. You trusted them. You believed in them. You allowed them into your world, into your thoughts, into your feelings. You gave them a place in your life that not many people ever reach. And because of that, their absence now feels heavy. You remember the moments you shared, the conversations, the small things that once made you smile. And now, those same memories feel different. They don't feel warm anymore. They feel painful, because what was once there is no longer there. Maybe they changed suddenly, or maybe the distance grew slowly. Maybe you saw it coming, or maybe it caught you completely off guard. But either way, it left a space inside you that you don't quite know how to fill. And I saw it all. I saw the exact moment your heart felt that shift. I saw the confusion in your mind, the way you tried to understand what went wrong. I saw how you kept hoping things would go back to normal. How you waited, how you held on, even when things were already slipping away. You didn't give up easily. You tried. You cared. You stayed longer than you should have, because your heart believed in something real. And that matters. But I also saw something else. I saw how it began to affect you, how your peace started to fade, how your thoughts became heavier, how you started questioning yourself, wondering if you were enough, wondering if you did something wrong, my child. Listen to me clearly. You were not the problem. Your love was not the mistake. Your care was not wasted. You did not lose value because someone could not stay. Sometimes people leave not because you were lacking, but because they were not able to meet you where you were. And I know that doesn't make the pain disappear instantly. I know your heart still feels it. I know there are moments when everything suddenly comes back. A memory, a thought, a feeling. And for a second, it feels just as fresh as the first time it happened. That is part of healing. Do not fight those moments. Do not try to pretend you are unaffected. What you felt was real. What you experienced mattered. And the pain you carry right now is something I fully understand. But I want you to know this. Just because it hurt does not mean it was meant to last forever. Some connections are not meant to stay for the entire journey. And even though it feels like something ended, this is not the end of your story. So be gentle with yourself. Allow your heart to feel, but do not let it stay broken, because I am already beginning to heal what was hurt, even if you cannot feel it yet. And after the pain came the questions. Questions that didn't have clear answers. Questions that stayed in your mind long after everything had already changed. You ask yourself again and again, why did this happen? What did I do wrong? You went back through every moment, replaying conversations, rereading messages, thinking about the small details, trying to find something you missed, trying to understand where things started to fall apart. Your mind kept searching, looking for a reason, looking for closure. But instead, you found more confusion. And the more you thought about it, the heavier it became. Some nights, your body was tired, but your mind wouldn't rest. You laid there, staring into silence, while your thoughts kept moving, again and again and again. You imagined different outcomes. What if I had said something else? What if I had done things differently? Would they have stayed? And slowly, without even realizing it, you began to turn the blame inward. You started questioning your own worth. You started doubting yourself. wondering if you were too much, or maybe not enough. My child, listen to me carefully. Your mind is trying to make sense of something that was never meant to be solved that way. Not every ending comes with clear answers. Not every situation can be explained by logic. Sometimes, what you are searching for is not something you will find by overthinking. Because the truth is, this was not about you being not enough. It was not about a single mistake. It was not about one wrong word or one wrong moment. You did not lose someone because you failed. You are not sitting here today because you were lacking. You are here because something that was not meant to stay has reached its end, and your mind is trying to hold on to something that your life is already moving away from. Overthinking will not bring clarity. It will only keep you stuck in the same place, revisiting the same pain again and again. I know it feels like if you just think a little more, you'll understand everything. But understanding does not always come from thinking harder. Sometimes it comes from letting go. Letting go of the need to know every answer. Letting go of the need to fix what has already passed. Letting go of the idea that you could have controlled how everything turned out. Because some things were never in your control. And that does not make you weak. It makes you human. So release those thoughts, my child. You don't have to solve this anymore. You don't have to keep replaying it. You don't have to carry that weight in your mind. There is peace waiting for you, but it will not come from overthinking. It will come when you choose to trust, even without having every answer. Now, my child, take a deep breath. Let your thoughts slow down for a moment, because what I am about to show you will change the way you see everything. Up until now, you have been looking at this situation only from your side, from your feelings, your memories, your understanding, and from where you stand, it looks like loss. It feels like something important was taken away from you. It feels like something broke, something ended, something you wanted to keep, slipped out of your hands. But what you saw as loss, I saw as protection. What you felt as rejection, I saw as redirection. You saw the present moment, but I saw the entire path ahead. You saw what you were losing, but I saw what it would cost you if it stayed. There are things I can see that you cannot. There are outcomes I understand before they even begin. There are patterns I recognize long before they fully reveal themselves. And because I see beyond what is visible to you, I make decisions not just for your present, but for your future. You may have wanted it to work. You may have believed that it could have been something lasting, and from your perspective, that made sense. But I saw something deeper. I saw where things were heading. I saw the emotional weight it would place on you. I saw the way it would slowly take away your peace and leave you questioning yourself more and more. And my child, I could not allow that. Not because you were wrong for caring, but because you deserve something that brings you peace, not confusion. Something that builds you, not something that slowly breaks you down. So I stepped in. Not loudly, not suddenly in a way you could immediately understand, but in a way that quietly began to shift things. And what you experienced as something ending was actually me guiding you away from something that was not meant to stay. I know it didn't feel that way. I know it felt like something was taken from you. But look deeper. What if it was something being removed, so that something better could take its place? What if what you are calling loss is actually space being created in your life? Space for something healthier. Space for something real. Space for something that aligns with who you truly are. Because not everything that feels right in the moment is right for your future. And not everything you want to keep is meant to remain. Trust me in this. I am not working against you. I am working for you. Even when it feels confusing. Even when it feels painful. Even when you don't understand it yet. There is a bigger picture, and you are only seeing small part of it. But I see it all, and everything I do is done with purpose. My child, there is something deeper I need you to understand. Something that may not be easy to accept at first, but will bring you clarity once you truly see it. Not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay. I know you wish they were. I know part of you hoped they would be there long term. That they would remain, that things would grow into something lasting. But every person who comes into your life has a purpose, and not every purpose is permanent. Some people come to teach you something. Some come to show you what you deserve, or what you should never accept again. Some come to walk with you for a short season, and then leave when that season ends. This does not make the connection meaningless. It does not mean those moments didn't matter. It simply means their role in your life was never meant to be forever. You are holding on to something that could not continue into the next chapter of your life. And sometimes what you are holding on to becomes the very thing that stops you from moving forward. I saw how attached you were. I saw how much it meant to you. And I also saw how it was beginning to limit your growth. There are places I am leading you. New levels of peace, new understanding, new opportunities, and not everyone can go with you there. Some people belong to a previous version of your life, a version of you that you are now growing beyond. And if they stayed, they would keep you connected to something you have already outgrown. I know that is difficult to accept, because your heart remembers what it once felt. Your heart holds on to what once made you happy. But my child, you are not meant to stay where you once were. You are meant to grow, to evolve, to move forward. And growth sometimes requires separation. Sometimes requires distance. Sometimes requires endings that you did not choose. Because if everything stayed the same, you would remain the same too. And I am not calling you to stay the same. I am calling you to become more aware, more strong, more aligned with your purpose. So what you see as something lost is actually something that has completed its role in your life. It has already given you what it came to give: the lessons, the experience, the understanding. And now, it has reached its end. That does not mean you failed. It means it is time to move forward. And I am leading you into something new. My child, there is something I need you to see clearly. Even if your heart is still trying to hold on to the past. You were not only experiencing a loss, you were being protected. I know it doesn't feel that way. I know it feels like something was taken from you, like something meaningful was removed. But there are things I shielded you from that you never even saw. There were conversations that could have hurt you deeply. Words that could have stayed with you long after they were spoken. There were situations forming quietly. Patterns beginning to repeat that would have slowly taken away your peace. You saw the good in them, and that is part of who you are. You look with your heart. You believe in people. You hold on to the best in them, even when signs begin to change. But I see beyond what is shown on the surface. I see what is hidden. I see what is developing over time. I see where things are heading, long before you feel the full impact. And I could not allow you to walk deeper into something that would eventually break you. So I stepped in, not to punish you, not to hurt you, but to protect you. Sometimes protection does not feel like comfort. Sometimes it feels like loss. Sometimes it feels like confusion, because you only see what is leaving, while I see what you are being saved from. There were parts of that connection that were not healthy for you, even if they were not obvious at first, even if you tried to overlook them, even if you told yourself that things would improve. I saw how it was affecting you, how your thoughts were becoming heavier, how your peace was slowly being replaced with uncertainty, how you began questioning yourself more than you should have. And, my child, that is not what I want for you. You are not meant to feel unstable in something that is supposed to bring you peace. You are not meant to constantly wonder where you stand in someone's life. You are not meant to feel like you have to prove your worth. The right connections in your life will not confuse you. They will not drain you. They will not leave you feeling uncertain. They will bring clarity. They will bring peace. They will make you feel secure without you having to chase it. And what you were holding on to was slowly moving away from that. So I removed it before it could go further, before it could leave a deeper wound, before it could take more from you than you realized. I know your heart still feels the absence. I know part of you still misses what used to be. But trust me in this. I did not remove something good from your life to leave you empty. I removed something limited so that you would not be held back from something greater. And one day, you will look back at this moment, not with pain, but with understanding. Because you will see clearly that what you thought you lost was actually something that was protecting your future. My child, there comes a moment in every season of pain where holding on becomes heavier than letting go. And you are standing in that moment now. I know part of you is still trying to hold on to what was, still trying to understand, still trying to fix, still trying to keep a connection alive that has already changed. Your heart keeps going back to the memories, to the conversations, to the way things once felt. And there is a part of you that wishes, just for a moment, that everything could go back to how it used to be. But my child, you cannot move forward while holding on to something that belongs in the past. What has already ended cannot be rebuilt in the same way. And trying to hold on to it is only keeping your heart in a place of pain. Letting go does not mean that it didn't matter. It does not mean that you didn't care. It does not mean that the connection was meaningless. It simply means you are choosing your peace over your attachment. You are choosing your healing over your past.